So, ironically, the majority of you guys that are online here ready to kick this off, I shouldn't say ironically, but the majority of you are here because of what I'm about to do. In fact, I'm looking at the names here and I see Kelly. And Kelly, it's how I got Kelly. And I'm looking at all these names over here on the right. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have this person in my life. I don't know this person if I don't do what I'm about to do. I love doing this live with people. I'm gonna tell you a secret about building an empire, building a legacy, becoming a partner with the incredible, amazing company called Integrity. Don't do anything alone. Like, no kidding. From this day forward, do nothing alone. If you're calling to set appointments and you're doing this alone, man, you're missing it. If you're out in the field running business and you're alone, you're not duplicating yourself. I did nothing alone. I'm talking from the very beginning. Me and some friends flew all the way to Philadelphia. Man, I didn't even know what I was doing. And we went after it. We learned together, you know? And so I always do list the names. I've been doing it for 8 years now, maybe a little longer. And I've always had an audience. I want others to learn. And I believe I'm better when people are watching. I believe I perform at a higher level, as do you. It's not a time to be lazy. Like right now, I know we're recording this, so I'm thinking more clearly. And that's what building is all about. It's not that difficult. Have a servant heart. Teach people what you know. It's just not that difficult. It's just a few things you got to teach them. And I love, hey, this right here makes you better in the home. I'm cold calling right now. I'm about to call people. I don't know who they are. They definitely don't know me. The person that gave me the name is instructed, don't tell them I'm calling. So I'm cold calling. I want you to see me cold calling. It's no different than anything else we do. But back to having people around you. Man, we're in the people business. And it's a blast having folks around, learning from you, you learning from them. You know, we're going to learn together as a team. We're going to grow together as a team. And we're going to win together as a team. But we're constantly going to grow together. See, if Kelly doesn't grow, and then that hurts Phil. If Phil doesn't grow, but Kelly grows, that hurts. You see what I'm saying? We're all going to grow together. And any chance you get to show somebody what you do. Now, check this out. It's just like setting appointments. I'm going to make mistakes. Man, it's okay. People are not hanging on to your words like you think they are. Oh, I get so many people that say, well, I just want to know everything because I don't want to make a fool of myself. I mean, you act like they're going to hang on to every single word you say. They're not. I promise you they're not. In fact, when you make mistakes, sometimes it's for your benefit. I used to recruit doctors. And what we did is we did mail campaigns. We would go to a hospital. The hospital would pay us money, and we would mail out 30,000 pieces of mail to internists, orthopedic surgeons, ER docs, whatever. And some of the docs, the orthopedic surgeons, they were the most difficult to actually fill out the letter and send it back. And all we wanted was like their phone number and email, just to get some type of contact information for them because they were tough. They were tough to reach. It's hard to call into a hospital or a doctor's office and, hey, I know he's in surgery. I know she's in surgery. Can you please get him on the phone? So, I mean, we needed a home number, things like that. So we'd send out 30,000 pieces of mail, and orthopedic surgeons by far never filled them out. They were the least ones. They were the biggest egos. I don't know what it was. I can't remember. Ironically, one year we sent out 30,000 pieces of mail to orthopedic surgeons for a urologist. We messed up. So it went out saying, hey, we're looking for a urologist at Tyler Medical Center, whatever. Ironically, we got more responses of the orthopedic surgeon telling us we messed up, but they gave us their phone numbers and their email and everything we needed. It's okay to make mistakes, man. And they're not hanging on to every word. I used to be a sales manager for alarm systems before the doctor thing. And we had a little call center, and it was our boiler room. And we'd come in and set appointments, cold calls, to go sit at customers' homes and get them to sign up for $29.95 a month or $19.95 a month, whatever it was. I don't know. And you always get people that are just phone call reluctant, like I can't make a dial, like I need to figure things out before I call. I don't want to make a fool of myself. And I had it with this one guy. I mean, had it. He bragged about how great he was. And, all but told me he was fearless. I was like, fine. I said, check this out, man. I'm going to call this customer, and I'm going to say something off the wall. In fact, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say. I'm going to sneak in to the conversation as I'm setting the appointment. I'm going to say, my cuticles are growing too fast. He goes, you're crazy. I said, watch, I'll do it. And I'm not kidding you. It was a female. And she picked up, and I started talking to her, and I slid that in there very quickly. My cuticles are growing too fast. So does 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock work better for you? Without a beat, she set the appointment. People are not hanging on to your words. Like, they're not that interested in you. Here's how they become interested in you, how you make them feel. The words you use. But it's okay if you make mistakes, right? And so that's another reason why I do this live. I hope to make mistakes in front of you. I really do, to show you it's not the end of the world. I love taking people in the field and training them, especially back in the day of paper apps. I would have 5 different companies' applications on the kitchen table. I was a mess. I'd be like, hey, just sign this one here. This is Phoenix. Can you sign this one here? And I mean, I was just having them sign everything. And I remember walking out of appointments and some of my guys going, you're a mess. I said, I know, but I made them feel good. They knew I was there to protect their family. And so if you're thinking to yourself, as I'm pushing you to do nothing alone, and you're thinking to yourself, but man, I ain't good enough yet. You put someone with you, you're good enough. You've already set the stage. You're good enough. You're going to make mistakes. You ain't perfect. It's okay. It's how you make people feel. At the end of the day, that's all they care about. They don't care about, no kidding. I slipped in. Now, this was years ago. I wish we could have recorded something like that. Because I'm not, without a beat. She goes, yeah, 4 o'clock works. Do me a favor. Quit taking yourself so seriously. If you think your leadership hinges on you being perfect, man, you ain't relatable. Man, I do things. I got a reverse mohawk. One day I was shaving, and I shaved here and didn't shave here. I said, cool. What is this? I don't know. Don't take yourself so seriously. But man, if you can just get great at making people feel good, If you can just, hey, check this out. People want to be heard. You can just remember that right there. Go into a customer's house, talk to them on the telephone, talk to a brand new person to join your business. Do they feel like they were being heard, or did you sell them? Hey, check it out, man. It's how you build the team. If you have a large empire and the majority of your empire doesn't think you listen to them, your empire is going to crumble. Do they just feel like they were heard? That's it. And then you can make mistakes. You can say stupid things. No big deal. Have fun with it. Joke about the dumb things you do. Don't worry about it. Now, don't go overboard, man. Don't be ridiculous. But at the same time, don't hold the standard to perfection. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants to be on your team. Nobody wants to join your team. The people you're training don't care about it. I used to always joke, like, I had, I've always had some crazy top producers on my team. I've just attracted them. I don't know how. I wasn't crazy top producer person. I was great. Don't get me wrong. But I had to sit with more appointments than everybody else. Okay. I could still write the same they were writing. I just had to schedule more. And no kidding, if you ran an appointment with me and I went 2 for maybe 6 or 2 for 7, like I only closed 2 out of 7 appointments. But I kept going at it, for 2 or 3 days. And I ended up closing, say, 10. The people that trained with me were way more excited than if they went with one of my top producers that closed 10 out of 10. Do you know why? They weren't relatable. They were looking at me like, good God, if he can do this, I got it. Like I wanted them to go home at night and talk to their wives or their husband and say, dear Lord, this guy's not that good. I mean, no kidding. He only closed 2 out of 7. But then he just kept going and going and going. We got this. And so just understand that your non-perfection, just put your ego down, man. Humble yourself. There's always going to be someone better. Always. You just got to make sure you're giving it your all at all times. I love the people on my team because they're very impressed with my ability to run ultra marathons and marathons. And I just recently ran 11 days straight, 10 miles each day, 110 miles in 11 days. And, it's pretty cool. They're like, oh my gosh, how do you do it? But then I humble myself and I join a race and I remember I ain't that good. I got tons of room for improvement, right? And it's not like, don't like go to beat yourself up like, God, I'm horrible, No, I register for a race to humble myself, to remind myself I can do more. Yeah, I've got a friend, no kidding, she's running 30 days of marathons each day. That's 26.2 miles per day for 30 days. I ran 10 miles a day for 11 days, 110 miles. I can't even multiply 26 times 30. It's a lot more than 110 miles. You with me? Now, I like the fact that people think it's inspiring that I did it, but at the same time, got to humble myself and say, hey, so don't give it all you got. You give it all you got, you hit the pedal, you'll be all right. So let's get into dialing lists and names. Why do we do it? Well, it is the best way to build your empire. Hey, listen, I love social media. Keep doing it. I love Craigslist, Indeed, LinkedIn, TikTok, Facebook. Man, keep doing it. Don't stop. However, you can blow this thing up with just, and here's how you got to do it. Now, keep in mind, I've not had to ask for a list of names for 8 years. Do you know why? My very first time I did it, I had people around me. And when I was doing it, they were like, hey, man, can you call my people? Like I was getting text messages left and right. I promise you, before this thing's over, that chat will be lit up with people saying, can you call my people? And I bet you there are people that said to you, man, I don't want to hire any of my friends and family. It's going to frustrate you a little bit, but don't let it. It's okay. That's the power of doing something live. That's the power of being willing to make a mistake in front of your team. So I'm going to go through this. We cannot record it. It's against the law. So I'm glad y'all are listening. I'm going to stop this recording. But it goes down like this. Hey, Jim, Paul Roberts here. Kelly gave me your name and number. You got 2 minutes to talk about business. You're going to see here in a couple of seconds, almost no one says no. Almost all of them say yes. Awesome, Jim. What we do here is we sit with customers that ask us to sit with them each time we get them taken care of. On average, make about $800 a pop. Just curious, Jim, if you could help us out with something like this, either full-time or part-time. The majority of the people you're about to hear are going to say, well, it sounds interesting. Tell me more. I do not. I do not tell them more. I'm very nice. I'm very respectful. Kelly gave me this person, Jim. I have to respect the fact that Kelly is a friend of this person. This isn't someone on Monster that I'm gonna hang up on. You with me? I'm going to treat this person with the utmost respect because Kelly gave me the name. I want Kelly to give me more people. I want to earn her trust. But I'm not going to answer the question. Instead, I'm going to say, Jim, what are you doing for money right now? Now I'm in charge. That's all she wrote. What are you doing for money right now, Jim? Man, how long you been doing that? What exactly does that position do? What exactly does that mean? I want them talking. I want to know certain things. I love when people have been at a place for a couple years. If they start hitting me with, well, you know, I've been here for a month. Okay, what'd you do before that? I was XYZ. How long were you there? About 2 months. We have an issue. I'm not saying everyone, but this is not a good track record. Now, there could be extenuating circumstances. I get it. However, I'm still going to be sweet, respectful, because Kelly gave me the number. I'm going to edify Kelly. Talk about how great Kelly's doing. Now, let's say Kelly's brand new. I can't lie and say how great Kelly's doing. But I can tell him, man, I'm excited. Kelly has joined this family. I believe in Kelly. I believe Kelly is destined for greatness. See, I can say all of those things, right? And the more I do that, the more closer Jim gets to me because I'm talking great about somebody he knows. It's basic psychology. And then we go from there, and then I just say, yeah, man, so Jim, I have a great track record of teaching people how to do this either full-time or part-time. With your job that you have there, do you think you could do this either full or part-time? Man, I think I can do it part-time, but I need to know more. I got you. So what we do is we're in the financial service industry. We sell a very simple life insurance product. We also do Medicare annuities and final expense. I just throw those in there. Just drop them. I'm not going to talk about each one of them. In fact, I'm done talking about what we do. Now it's back to him or her, or Jim. I'm like, hey, Jim, let me tell you about so-and-so. Let me tell you about this. Then again, I take back over and start asking questions to Jim. Kids you got, dogs, cats. It's a blast. It's a blast getting to know people, and I don't take it for granted. It's an awesome responsibility that Kelly gave me this person's name. I don't take that for granted. Everything I have in this wonderful family of mine, this team, I don't take for granted. Somehow, some way. In fact, Kelly, I hired a dude by the name of George. George listened to me do what I'm about to do. He gave me Jacqueline. Jacqueline joined. She gave me Chris. Chris joined. Chris gave me Jason. Jason did a lot of talking. And I said to Jason, hey, man, he lived in San Antonio. I said, my office is in Dallas. I would love for you to come up. We didn't have anything going on in San Antonio at the time, so I didn't have people for him to watch. And I said, hey, man, I'd love for you to come up to San Antonio. And I want you to see what I'm trying to build here in San Antonio. And he said yes. And so he comes up, big talker, said he was going to be the best phone appointment setter I could ever possibly imagine having because he's really good at it. He gave me all his credentials. I said, dude, that's cool. Looking forward to it. He came up to the office and literally, I think he's the one where I started, we would joke about people would alphabetize their leads or put them in zip code or whatever. Jason was so crazy. He alphabetized his leads by the last letter of the last name. That's where that came from when you hear me say that. Jason caused that. And so the people that were setting appointments finally said, hey, man, you got to get him out of here. He is asking questions. He's doing everything he can possibly imagine to not pick up the phone. So I walked out there. I grabbed him. I said, hey, Jason, man, I'm building right now. In fact, what I was doing was what I'm about to do right now. We'll list the names. I'm building right now, and I want you to come listen to me. And he says, you ready? Man, I'm not ready to build. My people will not join until I know what I'm doing. Like he has this massive following of people like, what's Jason doing this week? God, I can't wait to join Jason's team. Like he's the one I'm talking to about, quit taking yourself so seriously. And let me give you a hint. That's a lie straight from the pit of hell. Your friends do not want to join you after you know everything. They would much rather join your family, your team, when you're at the same level as them. It is much more difficult for me to bring my friends in at the level that I'm at right now, an integrity partner. There's too much separation, man. Every once in a while it happens, but it was much easier in the beginning. I brought 10 of my friends in immediately, and 5 of them were better than me in the field, like right off the bat. We were all doing it at the same time. We know what we were doing. So that's a lie when you say, I need to learn everything so my team feels confident in coming over here with me. They don't love you that much. I'm sorry. I'm sure they love you. I shouldn't say that, but just be careful of that. So he says to me, my team. I mean, I've heard everything, right? And I'm like, cool, man, just sit down, have a seat. I want you to just listen to how I've built this empire. And so he listens to me, and I talked to about 3 people. The time I got to the 3rd person, he walks over to me, piece of paper, puts it on my desk because I'm talking live to somebody. And I have him there with about 3 or 4 other people. He was not the only one in the room. And I've got about 30 people listening to me on Zoom. And so gives me the piece of paper. There's a name on it and a phone number. And I guess maybe his ego was hurt. I don't know. But he also said, hey, man, I got to run back to San Antonio. Can you please call this person? I'll jump on the phone call. I said, cool. And so that person was Kelly. And I'm not kidding. The majority of the people I'm seeing here on the side would not be, I got chills just saying that, man. I would not have them in my life had I not had Jason watch me that day. I'm telling you, it works. Now, I love it that you're listening to me, and I keep coming back. I do this all the time. I want you to keep listening to me. But at some point, you're going to be fine. Do it yourself. But Paul, you're so smooth. You don't understand, man. I was horrible in the beginning. I was God awful. And that time that I was horrible in the beginning is what started people giving me names, and it hasn't stopped ever since. I don't ask for we don't have to ask for lists of names anymore. In fact, people are angry at me because I can't get to their people. Man, you never called so-and-so's leads. You say you love everybody. I'm like, man, I'm sorry. There's only so much I can do. Don't you want that problem? and so, but if you just start doing it, you're going to make mistakes. I remember how nervous I was. My recruiter at the time, I'm going to tell you how it started. My recruiter at the time, her name was Paula. And I said, hey, Paula, send out a mass text and say, hey, at 2 o'clock today, Paul Roberts is going to teach you how to build a team. Get your list of names to him quickly so you can be the first one in line. Right? And Paula says to me after she sends it, she goes, what if nobody sends you names? I said, I guess I'm going to be training for an hour. I said, I don't know, man. Let's just see if it works. And lo and behold, one person, I remember his name right now. I'm not going to say it, but he sent me some names. And no kidding. We've never had to ask since. We're on an 8-year run. We just don't have to ask. Why? Because I do it live with people watching. And, man, we just take over. And this is what it's all about. It's talking to that person that you don't know on the other end of the telephone, and they could forever change your life. If you don't have a childlike faith that those types of things are going to happen for you, this is not the business for you. See, like, I got a childlike faith that great things are going to happen. I got a childlike faith that just, today's the day I'm going to talk to somebody, and this person's going to join this journey of life with me. We're going to travel the world together. I'm going to get to know their children. I don't even know who they are right now, but they're coming. You just got to believe great things are going to happen for you. I wish Tori's outside. I wish she was in the room right now, but she'd tell you, I told my kids when they were young, don't just never be that person that says something stupid like this. Like I got a flat tire this morning. Just my luck. I got a flat tire. Just my luck. My battery died. Just my luck. And they just throw garbage at it. And you are speaking garbage into your life. So my kids, they'll tell you. I wish Tori was here to tell you right now. She would say this. The only time we were allowed to say just our luck is if we found a $100 bill on the ground. Golly, just my luck. Found another $100 bill on the ground. I need you speaking like that. I need you to have a childlike faith if you're going to do this journey with me. You are not going to like me very much if you do not speak like that. If you like to talk bad and negative about other people, we are not going to get along. You're going to hate me. It's a waste of time talking bad about other people. It's a waste of time talking garbage into your life. It's an emotion that you and I do not need. I need you to have a childlike faith that every time you pick up the phone to set an appointment, I don't care what it is, have a childlike faith that God is just about to bless you with something massive. It'll work. All right, we're going to stop the recording here.